Hello everyone, this is Chris, and welcome back to another Seed Showcase. And welcome to something which I'd like to call the Quality of Life Seed, meaning there are plenty of different types of things which prepare you for the future, prepare you for right at spawn, and prepare you for some very intriguing and unique type of exploration. When I say unique exploration, I should probably say massive exploration, because I think I found one of the biggest ice spikes biome seed I think I have ever seen inside of Bedrock Edition. And by typing in this batch of numbers right here, you will spawn in right on the edge of a snowy plains biome, which for any type of snowy type seed, you should always look for something like this, which give you options, because some people would love to go explore, build stuff inside here, while other people would prefer to not have to deal with snow, which is why like this spawn is so fantastic, because you have that option, because in case you want to just go into like normal forests or something, then you could totally do that. But in case you want to do some exploring, build some wintry type things, and you also have that option there. But also, a good quality of life thing is having pretty easily accessible loot at the very start of the game, and I'm pretty sure you saw it already, because a Rune Portal spawned in right next to where we spawned in Spawn, and this Rune Portal has seen better days. It sort of collapsed in on itself, but you still get yourself the loot, you still get all sorts of stuff. And speaking of nether portals, I'd recommend you actually build yourself a nether portal right here, because what you will find on the other side is the Soul Sand Valley. Now, Soul Sand Valleys, they could usually be relatively treacherous with the skeletons and the gas firing at you, but the reason you should really build your portal right where that Rune Portal was is because of the things right next to you when you spawn inside of the nether, because just across this lava lake, what you will be able to see is a nether fortress, and this one is actually a pretty decent sized one at that, because normally you could see them like sort of inside like big crevices or inside big hills inside the nether. This one is not too covered up. Apart from a few little areas, this one is not too covered up, and it has some strange types of generation with the fortress, with this type of pillar just getting caught on this one hill. Kind of weird. But you know what? That nether fortress is a little bit out of reach. You'd have to build your way across the lava lakes to get to it. Is there anything else near spawn? Well, actually there is, because heading your way over this way, you'll find yourself a second Rune Portal, and yeah, you find the nether types of Rune Portals, which is something I don't often see too much. I always see the overworld type ones, but never the normal types of nether Rune Portals. But yeah, that's not all in case you head up here, because just over here, you'll find yourself a second nether fortress right here, and this one is a little more covered up, which could be seen as a positive or negative, but this one, on the other hand, it has the longest hallway I think I've seen in a long time for one of these nether fortresses. So yeah, in case you do want to head yourself inside of another fortress, then totally recommend you head over to this one instead, because of just how much easier it is to get to, if I'm honest. But honestly, having two nether fortresses right where you spawn in at that one nether fortress or nether ruin portal at spawn, crazy odds, crazy stuff right here. So having all that inside the nether is already good enough. Having the easy access to it with the help of this Rune Portal is already good enough, but is there any other easy quality of life things right at spawn? Well, if you head your way over this way, about 100 blocks from spawn, you'll find yourself an igloo. So yeah, in case you want to, avoid the night of having to deal with all the monsters and stuff, then totally head your way down here. And also, you were lucky enough to have one of these secret underground laboratories. Not exactly sure if it's called that, but yeah, you find yourself this secret underground area with even more loot to find, even more stuff in here, and even a villager. But yeah, the big selling point, the big thing on this seed is this massive ice spikes biome. So if you head your way just this way, heading with these coordinates to these coordinates, you will eventually come across the biggest ice spikes biome I have seen in such a long time, because if we get ourselves to a particular spot at, say, this edge right next to a snowy village, we could see just the scale of this type of thing. The entire screen is filled up with these huge ice spikes. And if we turn up our render distance to its max setting, even though it'll be a small bit laggy, we can get a sense of just the absolute scale of this type of thing. Look at how huge this type of thing is, and it even goes further than the max render distance I could handle. So yeah, it gives a really good idea just how huge this type of thing really is. And there's definitely quite a lot of flat areas inside this ice spikes biome, but because of how big it is, that also gives it the option to spawn in some crazy types of ice spike mountains, which also gives you the option of seeing this type of thing happening, with sort of ice dripping off from it and falling just on the floor, which gives so much type of immersion inside this one area. And immersion isn't the only thing you're going to find inside this massive ice spikes biome, because if you head away just right around here, you'll find yourself another Rune Portal right here with even more gold, with even more loot, which could potentially help you to get to that really incredible type of nether. So I've brushed over it really quickly at the start, but on the outskirts of this ice spikes biome, you also get yourself a village. And not only a village, one of the rarest types of villages you could find inside the game, a snowy village, which is really cool, because I always say this, but villages near spawn is always great to get yourself some easy free crops, and this one definitely provides. And as it turns out, every single side of this ice spikes biome seems to have something different and interesting to head to, such as this ravine right here, which normally, you know, ravines, they could be very exciting or very bland, but this one actually comes with a mine shaft poking right your way out here. So yeah, getting yourself some cobwebs, some spiders, some of those free loot chests somewhere inside of here, always a plus. And another plus you'll get is actually this second village, also on the other side of this ice spikes biome, and this one also sort of intertwines with the normal forest, which means that you have the potential chance of getting yourself some normal plains villages inside the same village. So yeah, different types of villages is always a plus. Much like this next thing right next to it, a mountain biome. Now, in case you're watching this in the very distant future, then these mountains will obviously look much different than what you're seeing them right now. But even at that, you still get these crazy types of terrain lifting up very high into the sky, and you get some really interesting and crazy types of generations all around the place. And yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much everything I found inside this one seed. What did you think of it? Do you like the fact that there's a huge ice spikes biome relatively close to spawn? Do you like other types of things on it? And also, what other types of seeds would you like to see in the future? I'm always curious to see like what people are most interested in seeing, and yeah, let me know what you want to see down below in the comments. But for now, that's pretty much all I have for you, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.